Another core difference is how both kinds of businesses are different in terms of how they install their board of directors and how their governance model is implemented. We must first look at an enterprise's bylaws and company charter. These documents act like a company's constitution. Traditional businesses and worker cooperatives both have bylaws and charters that are official documents ratified to establish the policies on how decisions are made, how the business should be owned structurally, and how voting processes are validated, among other things. The key differences are who the board of directors are and how did they get there. First, let's look at a publicly traded corporate business in the United States. Publicly traded corporations are typically owned by 5 to 20 bulk shareholders who own chunks of stock that amount to 3%, 5%, 10%, or 20% of the overall shares and are usually worth tens of millions to billions of dollars. Together, these bulk shareholders own the controlling interest, 51% or more of the shares in the corporation. They then use their collective share ownership, the majority, to install board members they feel will represent their financial interests the best. If you look at the board directors of several American corporations, you will see those same directors on other major corporate boards, owned by those same bulk shareholders. Now, a corporation may have millions of common stockholders, stocks with voting power, where they can show up to annual shareholder meetings and vote on key decisions. But it is unlikely the CEO of a major company will be interested enough to pick up your phone call if you own 0.1% of the company, because in reality, you don't have any influence at all. In theory, these micro-shareholders could form a voting bloc to be more influential, but there is no evidence these exist, and whether together they would get enough of the shareholder votes to form a controlling interest in a corporation's decision-making. Second, a small business. Small business owners who own all of the company's shares are typically the board of directors, the owner, and the manager all in one. As a business scales, though, this picture tends to change. Lastly, a worker cooperative. Not every worker cooperative is the same structurally. Much like not every political democracy is based on the same model of democracy. There are different governance models like consensus, majority rules, modified consent, and sociocracy, among a few others. Smaller worker cooperatives tend to have all the worker owners meet on a bi-weekly or weekly basis, and bigger worker cooperatives create a division of labor by creating a board of directors that spends most of their day studying the cooperative's issues and making board decisions. And for larger decisions that are more big picture, a general assembly is created or requires the workers as a whole to vote on issues. Follow us on our social media and help sustain this unique educational work by going to our website, worksusa.org/donate, or contribute to our Patreon community.